gospel. So Paul is saying, I'm so amazed that you're, not the fact that you're turning, but I'm amazed at how fast you're turning. That's the present tense there. How quickly you're turning. So the word we're going to look at there is meta.
You say tista something?
Yeah, metaticity. Meta is. Yeah, he's amazed at how quickly they're transferring themselves to go back under the works of the law. So dumazo, the first word in the sentence there, what does it end with? First word.
Omega.
Omega, which means what? Who's the subject?
He is.
He is, right there. Omega, I am. So that's a present active verb right there. Dumazo. You look it up in a dictionary, it'll be just like that. I am amazed at how quickly you're changing to go after this other gospel. This other gospel.
And so is this meta word, is that an aorist?
No, it's present.
Is it?
Yep, present, middle. Present, middle, because it's themselves. They're transferring from Kalaisantas, the one who called you in grace, which was Christ, to another gospel, heteron euangelion. Now, let's see. Okay, so again, we're dealing with the present tense. We know that it's right now action, but it's ongoing aspect. What kind of action? It's ongoing aspect. Okay, that's one type of present. The next one we want to look at is what's called a durative. A durative present. So, go to 1 John, right before Revelation. So go to the back. It'll be Ionin A, alpha. So 1 John chapter 3. Now a durative present,
What verses?
we're going to look at verse 8. Chapter 3, verse 8.
Now repeat that one more time.
1 John 3 and verse 8. A durative present is an action that starts in the past
And has its duration to right now.
and continues in the present. Continues in the present. And usually you'll translate it with
So
have.
First John 3 and 8.
Have or has with your translation. Markers term. You'll use has or have plus your verb. So this is a durative present. So 1 John 3, 8. If you can read it from the English to see if we can kind of catch it. 3 and 8.
He that committeth sin is of the devil, for the devil sinneth from the beginning.
All right, stop right there. Read that last part again. That's where we want to focus at.
For the devil sinneth from the beginning.
Sins from the beginning. Now, in your Greek, it is, I'm going to do Do you see that in your Greek? Ho diablos hamartane. So diablos is what?
Satan name.
Mm-hmm. The devil. Here's your masculine article. So the devil. And then hati ap arcase. From the beginning, the devil has sinned and continues to sin. So this right here, notice that there's the A ending, which is he, she, or it. So it's present tense, nothing added to the stem, so we know it's present. And automatically the present tense, remember, is a continuous thing, but with the durative present, what is he saying about Satan? How long has Satan been a sinner? Basically.
Always.
Always, from the beginning. Our case, from the beginning, the devil, he sins and he continues to sin. It's really what that would say. The devil, he is sinning. He is sinning from the beginning, which means he started back here sinning, and wherever your present is, let's say 90 AD, he's still what? Still sinning, all the way up here to 2016, he's still sinning. That's what this present tense verb here means. He is sinning.
Was there ever a time when he didn't?
Was there ever a time? I don't know, what do you think? Was there ever a time? Brandon,
You know,
what do you think?
I heard the things about
That
be the
was
choir
watching it.
director and
Was there ever a time when Satan wasn't sinning?
Yeah, it had to be before the creation of time itself.
Okay.
I would
So
think.
what do you think John is talking about here then? From the beginning of what? The beginning of his existence, or from the beginning as in the beginning of Genesis, when he was, from when we meet him, in the garden, he's sinning. But I think he's saying from the beginning of creation, when creation started, that's kind of when he began to sin. Because he's stressing the fact that if you look back up in verse 8, the first word, poion, the one who sins continually is not of God. Or no, is of the devil. Not saying that Christians don't sin, because we know Christians what?
sin.
Christians sin. He's saying, present tense, whoever has a life of sin is from the devil. Which means, they're not really saved. He uses that to show a lifestyle of sin. Okay, so that's...
So he's never accepted salvation. That's what I'm
Satan.
saying.
No,
Yeah,
no.
that's what I thought, yeah.
Well, so you're talking about it was like Actu Diabolu?
Yeah, from the devil. But if you go all the way back up, poion, tain, hamartin, ectu diablu, esteem. The one who sins, makes it a lifestyle to sin, is ek, from the devil, genitive case. So they're from the devil. Alright, so that's the durative present. Let's look at, go back to Matthew 17. This is the iterative present. And this is an action that happens regularly or repeatedly. So you would say, when you translate it, you would say, keep on, often, always. When you translate it out. So Matthew 17, we're going to look at verse 15.
Was a good guess.
Good guess?
Mhm.
All right, so, well, first off, what do we know about chapter 17? What do your headings kind of say there?
Chapter 17,
Uh-huh.
Transfiguration.
All right, so we're at the Mount of Transfiguration. What happens?
Jesus, James, and John, and his brother
Mm-hmm.
went up to the high mountain and was transfigured before them.
All right, so Jesus is changed up there in front of them.
Raiment white as light.
And so now they're coming back down the mountain. And if you remember the story, what's going on when they get to the bottom?
Everybody's doing their own thing.
They're kind of,
They're
this
sinning.
guy's
They're
upset because
sinning.
his son is possessed by a devil,
Yeah.
by a demon. Look at verse 15. What's the first word we see?
Kai.
Kai, which means what?
That's not four, that's Gar, right?
Mm-hmm. Guards for
And
Legon, from Lego, which means what?
plastic building block.
Building block.
Yeah.
Lego
There you
means I say, or I'm speak to speak. So here it's a participle. So he is saying, constantly saying what? We come across Kuri again, which is what?
go. Lord.
Lord, again, the vocative case. So he's crying out, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is possessed, he's greatly vexed, he's in trouble. Let's see. Look for this. Gar.
Pipite.
Pipite. Pipite. All right, so this is the word we want to focus on. Present tense from, well, let me see. All right, so if this is a present tense verb, right? This is a third person ending. What is the root word? What would you find? How would you find this in a dictionary?
That'd be Pipito, right?
Pipto. So you just cut that off, and it'll be an omega. So pipto means to fall.
It
So-
means to fall.
To fall. To fall down.
Where you get beginning.
Hmm?
I know you said about beginning.
No, if you cut off this,
Oh, the ending.
yeah, this right, because this is a present tense verb, the dictionary is always going to be in an omega.
Omega.
So you would just cut that off, add an omega, and that's your dictionary, which means I fall. So he said, help my son, he's possessed, for he falls, ace to per.
Yeah.
Ace to per. What do you think per means?
I'm assuming it's nothing to do with cats.
Nope, nothing to do with cats.
Per, each.
Nope.
Per.
We get our word pyro from it.
Pyro.
To burn himself?
He likes to, he's falling somewhere. Falling into the fire.
Okay. Fire.
The fire.
Fire.
Now, he often falls into the fire and many times into the
Lava?
to the water. Hydro. We get our word hydro from that. So, because of the iterative present, he does this how often? If it's in the present tense, he just
Often.
doesn't fall one time.
Off time.
Often. Yeah, you have to apply words like often, always. He keeps it on.
Where do you get the often and all that stuff? Is it-
Often is implied with the pipti, and then with the poikales, which is many, multi. So many times he falls into the fire, and many times into the water. So he's saying regularly, my child is falling, this demon is throwing my child into the water to try to kill him, into the fire. So it's something that happens on a regular